Welcome everyone. I'm always amazed every day when I do this. The messages coming through are just astounding, really, really beautiful. So I encourage you to stay and listen to them all. So much coming in. I was just meditating a little bit. I was getting Kuan Yin energy coming in. I've been getting a lot of Asian influence recently, so that makes sense. And so much more to come. I'm going to do my twin flame read on the table first, because it applies to the information that then goes into my channel messages of the day, and there's 2 of them today. So we'll roll the die as well. But let's go ahead and first take a few deep breaths. If you'd like to, if not, you can always just scroll right by. And by the way, thank you for joining me. It's a beautiful, beautiful day here. The weather is just perfect with a nice little breeze. Sending lots of love and blessings out to you guys. Let's go ahead and take a few deep breaths. Another deep breath. One more deep breath. Calling in Source Creator of all that is, Sophia, Sophia, Sophia. Please arm us all with your love for the best and highest good of all those concerned. The most high vibrational messages across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and reality for the highest good of all this concern. And so it is. All right, guys, let's get going here. So today is July 30th, 2023. I'm going to roll the die. Princess Diana was just coming through. I was actually seeing her. It's a Kuan Yin and Princess die. I invite you to come through if that's what you'd like to do, if you have a significant message for me. All right, so we have all of my guides and angels coming in here. We have the 1 of the Magician, which is also Gemini. That can be Virgo for me as well sometimes. So we have the 1 of the masculine energy, the Magician. We have the energy of Aquarius coming in here. So there's Gemini and Aquarius, 2 air signs. And then we have Mercury, which is Gemini and Virgo. And I've talked about Gemini and Virgo over here. So very much the energy of God's messengers, that mercurial energy, with Aquarius in the middle, in the age of Aquarius, and that water energy. And again, Cassiopeia is coming up. What else was coming up? Oh, that was interesting too. I was just finishing up my messages from today. And what was that word coming up? Trying to remember. It was the, I'm trying to remember what card it was to remember the word. But anyway, well, it was right after I finished my read today. I went out back with Teddy, and I watched a little bit of Amanda Ellis's video. And the reason why I'm remembering this word that came up in my message is because then it was in her title. And it was the person she was channeling, which is, because I'm not remembering his name. Let's see if it comes up right up here. I'm still getting the music from, oh, I'm reminded to tell you about my Instagram pics. All right, I'm not getting it, but whoever Amanda's channeling, you can see it's her latest video. That was coming up. Is it Steve? I can't remember. or steer, that's what it was, S-T-A-I-R, and that's literally the word I was getting up. But it was coming through as steering and other messages, but then as soon as I got off and went outside with Teddy, his name came up in her message, so that was significant. So he's definitely coming through as well. And he was on the Titanic. So the 3 Instagram messages I posted today, I urge you to watch all of them, and please watch my messages with the music that's attached to them, because that's part of the message. The first one I posted late last night was called The Symphony of the Heartbeat, 2 hearts is 1. And that music came in from the there's the movie. Oh, Beyond the Universe. So the song, it came up under Beyond the Universe, but it's a really beautiful song if you've never seen that movie. But that was coming up with that 2 heartbeats, and if you haven't seen the movie, watch it. It's very romantic. And there's a long explanation on that Instagram message with the music, so I urge you to read it along with the music. And then I also posted the tarot card of the day, which came up today is the 30th, which is the 4 of Wands, and it adds up to the 4 of Cups today. So I posted the 4 of Cups also with a detailed explanation and music, so listen to the music when you listen to it. And yeah, and my Rise Up, which I've been posting every day, which if you've seen it before, it's the same. But I'm going to get right into these messages. I kind of want to read those messages from Instagram to you, but they come up partially in my messages today, which is where they came from, so I don't want to get too much into that. So this first message is coming up from the Twin Flame Read on the table. Okay, it's the Syrian Starseed deck as the main deck, the big cards, and then the Rider-Waite mini deck as the clarifiers. Okay, and this was done on the 28th. It was my brother's birthday on the 28th, and we actually had a nice family party yesterday at my nephew's pool, which was lovely. And my brother's been coming up a lot lately, too, his energies. And he's Leo, obviously his birthday was on the 28th. So, of course, we're in Lionsgate energy, and there's so much about Lionsgate that this leads into. So stay tuned about that. It's really cool the way the information came through. The Syrian Starseed deck was cut at 714. That also always reminds me of Quaaludes, because that's the number on Quaaludes. I know that from when I was a teenager. But maybe that's a message for someone out there who may be doing drugs, or maybe a trigger for them that they need to come up. I finished clarifying at 7:30, which is the Chariot, and the 4 of Wands, which is the union energy as well, the home, the 7 of the Chariot, but also that key, the boomerang, the gamma ray energies here, and Pi comes up with that shape as well. We had the Alchemy card, which is the Temperance card, Luna, of course the Moon, Higher Self is the High Priestess, and Karma, which is the Judgment card. Prior to the read was Transition, or the Death card, Solar Deity, which is the Sun, and then after the read, the Lovers card came up with Reason, which is the Emperor, and Guidance, which is the Hierophant. So a lot of the establishment coming up here in the energies. The code line was all about the number 79 coming up from 33 and 46 was very interesting. I actually started, when I was looking at the clock, it was 4:46, and then I ended up starting the video at 4:47. And 4:46 references the Emperor, and then the 4 and the 6, which are the inner children. The 4 of the Lambda Leap, and the 6 of the Spiraling Mother's Heart. Okay, referencing the masculine and the feminine, along with source energy, source creator of all that is. So 33 comes up here, was also the Christ vibration, 33, but it also comes up as the 40 bridge, the rainbow bridge. So we have the 33 and 46, which adds up to the 79, which for me is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And also graduation's coming up. I actually graduated in 79 from high school, and it also comes up because of Lionsgate. It's considered a graduation point, and that was coming up again today. So the code line here was coming up as the Sophia energy and the Phi energy, PHI, fly a 33 of crystals, and again 33 is the Christ vibration, the 40 bridge, the energy of the of crystal work referencing Christ, the Christ workplace, so to speak, is on the bridge, the 33 bridge of crystals. And the 46, which is the Six of Cups, AD was coming up after death. But remember, I posted on Instagram that little technical diagram of the number 80, which is AD, after death. And again, before death was coming up as Christ's crucifixion and the rising and the energies around that in the toroidal field. So that's coming up again here today as well as the 46 after death and karma, which is the judgment card in this deck. So that wake-up call, perhaps the need to make a decision or realize when you're being judgmental. Remember, make any decision is a judgment. But again, you're a human being, you're supposed to make decisions. It's about being in your spiritual practice of being present every day in your heart so that you don't go into judgment of yourself or others. So the other message that was coming through is to challenge or discourage without the father energy, right? Without connecting. And again, you're being urged to always connect first, bridge before you go out and do things, or like, doing a video like this with the Emperor and the 4 and the Empress and the 3 and the 3 of Pentacles, and the Pentagon came up there. With the Emperor, the Empress, the 3 of Pentacles workplace, the co-creation for lovers. Regarding the 46, the 6 of Cups, the innocent inner children, after death karma. And Sophia was then coming up with Philadelphia. And again, the Phi energy is both in Sophia, Sophi, and Philadelphia, and it's in it twice. To fly and leap with the Emperor energy, that lambda leap, lamb to father leap, and shorten dimension. To dishearten, it's like the shortening of the dimension is like the Phi, right? The Pi is the circle with the line down the middle, but then the Phi gets shortened or squished down as the lines reach outside of the lines of the circle. To dishearten the heart without the Father from abundant co-creation or unity of the crystalline people's lovers, children's, after death karma. A 4D bridge. Well, the Sophia energy comes up here as the S, but also that can be south, it can be salt. There's a lot of S words, the sine wave. The S, it's also coming up as the first in and first out energy, fly in and fly out, which is the F-I, F-O, and fit in or F off. A 4D bridge for crystalline children. An after-death wake-up call to rise, rebirth. Sophia reflecting the lambda leap, the Christ consciousness of co-creation for lovers, and the year 2023, after death, wake-up call. All right, so it's 2023 after Christ's death. So then Philadelphia comes up. So Phi, La Del Phi, or Sophia, which is wisdom, and also Philadelphia is the love of brothers and sisters, or the love of dolphins comes up through Philadelphia as well. So love, love. So Phi, lad, L Phi 1. So Phi, and then Adele and ladle were coming up in the middle of these two pillars of Pi and Phi together, which also come up as the energy of turning the key, right, from the vertical line to the horizontal line of 1. And ladella means to get arranged to reel off or spout out, and L apostrophe Adele is about the nobility, the aristocracy, the muddled or rotten, the heartwood, and again the heart and wood referencing Jesus on the cross again, and then today, 2023. So Phi Ladell, the nobility or heartward, or the today now moment, where Phi is also the Philippine languages, the Phi, the Philadelphia. The PHEI is also Phi. The 21st Euclidean letter, PH, and the golden ratio, of course, 1.618. The square root of the sum of itself plus 1, or the sum of all of its energetic exchange, the arrows of love back and forth, reciprocating plus 1. A visual illusion of sequential pattern of lights that produces a false sense of motion, or like flipping through a book to create a movie. Or again, like I was talking about, the suspended animation of being able to see multiple dimensions as we tunnel through the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail is the hole, right, the portal, at the Y in the road, and then the grail is God's rail, the tunneling effect of the portal, and then going into another dimension. So, and then Star Trek was just flashing up in my brain. So, Phi Ladel in the now moment, and then Phi again. Also to gallop, flee, travel. We're coming up as definitions: to stir fry, a type of clam, mistresses, consorts, and wives, and witch, W-H-I-C-H, and then P-H-E-I as well as P-E-I, which is the dog, or per eye, to spit, water, foot, and a pea, like two peas in a pod. Pay, pi, go, and again, to sum, to the sum of all of its own back and forth, or reciprocation, to and fro, plus 1, or the square root of the sum of itself, plus 1. So the Phi and the Pi energies were coming up as that back and forth between the 3 and 4, which is the mother and father energies. And then you can get into all the calculations of Phi and Pi, and the numbers, of course. But the lover's romance of human bridge and unity consciousness is coming up. The compassion for the twin flames, crowning the heart at 98.9 degrees as opposed to 98.6 for 8 to go on and on through that infinity and beyond. And the 5-pointed star was also coming up here because that is the shows you the distance of Phi, right? The different lines that equal each step up upon itself. So you can read up on that if you're not familiar with Pi and Phi. But it comes up as the Pi is the circle with the line upright, or the key, or the lock that's locked, and then the salt symbol, which is the circle with the line across, references the lock now being open. And so this is coming up as one at one end of the bridge and one at the other, with the energy of Phi in the middle, which equals Pi, Pi, plus H, then Phi, which H is the 8, but it's also the I am knocked over, right? The fall, having stepped out of the gate. So it's coming up as Pi is the portal, and then the Phi energy is the walking through the portal, right? Outside the lines. So this is just the beginning of that. So stay tuned and stay with me. Even if you don't understand everything, it's okay. Let it resonate with you, because then it'll bring up more messages for you to explain it to you. So and again, just see like somebody's eyes, where one is the slit, the vertical slit, and then the horizontal slit. The Pi and the salt. And again, Evelyn salt comes in because I always use my first name Evelyn as that example of the heartbeat, because Eve is the evening of the underlying pressure of the heartbeat. And then Lyn, L-Y-N, means both lightening up and also waterfall. And that's that heartbeat in the middle and then evening out again. So it's that Evelyn energy, and then salt coming up, which is that horizontal line across the circle. So the Pi and the salt, and then the Vesica Piscis. So the Pi C's, the two C's of the Pi that go through each other to the other end, and then ultimately make the astrological symbol Pisces with the C's back to back. The water energy of Vesica, of the shared C's, the vortices in the C's, which is like the heart, the vortices in the heart. And also the parentheses with the minus sign in it is the same thing as that salt sign, because no lines are straight. So again, the Pisces symbol, which comes up as salt, Evelyn salt. And then Eve means both 2 and 3, not just one or the other, which is the high priestess and the empress. And then the 4 is the heartbeat, right, where the 1 goes up to 4, which is energy of source, or the lambda leap to source, father, and then dropping down to the 1 in order to rise up to the evening out again. So, and again, just so you get some visuals, because I was just doodling a little bit about the energy that was coming through up here, okay, with all my little symbols there. Okay. And you can see how the Vesica Piscis becomes the eyes, but it was coming up again as that symbol of the Atlas with the weight of the world combined with the same head of the pregnant woman sitting with the weight of the world in her womb. And again, the suspended animation energy of the portal and the tunneling effect. And again, so Philadelphia is so Phi, La Del Phi plus 1. The tunneling effect here, the sum of the movement, the spiraling of the tunneling plus 1, the dog, water, P, Pi, and foot. After death, the L, which is the left at a right angle. And the Sophia energy of the feminine in this tunneling effect into the hollow shaded valley, the young woman, and coming out the other end as one. And Adele comes up as a del, which is a valley, a hollow, a shade, a young woman. So the underlying energy was at 1046 here as alchemy reversed. So you have the alchemy card beneath these mini cards here. I'll turn it that way a little bit so you can see better. And beneath that is transition reversed, the Page of Wands reversed, the Five of Pentacles upright, the Sun reversed, and the Four of Pentacles upright, which in the Syrian Starseed deck for me is the Divine Masculine's heart in the Batcave. Awake and exhausted, the Page of Swords reversed, the Hermit in the Mary Magdalene cave drained Divine Masculine in the Batcave, losing patience for the truth to be given to destabilize and cause separation, or disrupt or trigger them, overwhelm them in front of the devil, or the energy of the den, or taking a witness, like having this happen in front of a witness. The ball and chain, the Capricorn upright without peace regarding deception, where the worst is now over and settling out, sharing lack of integrity of the Queen of Pentacles reversed, or a secret passion, or secrets come out from or about the Queen of Pentacles reversed, or two women getting help, or clarity here, or perhaps charity. There is a hook in the curtain here, and sharing on the street. And again, this is the reference of someone being able to witness or witness in. So again, the energy of the curtains pulled back so people can see in. The street, and knowing curtains are open to see the Queen of Pentacles reversed, the Divine Masculine is losing patience with the Queen of Pentacles, perhaps making public statements. And that can reference what I'm doing right now, right? So the recent past here is the higher self reversed, Sagittarius and Pisces reversed, as the King of Wands upright is showing his wand close up, which is then showing his weakness, his need to use this crutch, so to speak. Realizing the Knight of Wands reversed is falling short on energy, perhaps, or his own physical abilities, as the King of Pentacles reversed is ungrounded or losing money or status or their own independence, but still fighting to survive. As Leo and Sag are both reversed, and Pisces or Virgo is reversed, and Cancer too here, the foundation is the Ace of Pentacles upright, the diamond in the rough, between Scorpio and Leo both reversed, possibly Virgo upright there, and then Sagittarius reversed, with Pisces and Virgo on the other side. In groundbreaking energy, after not coming together with new information for the Ten of Cups, happy family, or this family present, perhaps drained and exhausted, or again, just dealing with a lot of kids, so they're very tired, as Leo and Scorpio are both reversed, and the central energy of Cancer reversed, of the moon there, and the Page of Wands upright, fighting and inspired by the Hierophant, by the establishment, a religious leader, Taurus, perhaps guidance or commitment in marriage and starting over, with Lovers upright, without a choice, perhaps due to the Page of Cups reversed, which may be a rejection or a child that's having a hard time here, right? The Page of Cups reversed can be a baby screaming their head off. It could be a child who's shy and feeling rejected, but it could also be a child who's spoiled and entitled. But this energy of them left out in the cold, without a vehicle, stuck, blocked, or wronged, with no way out. The challenge being the Three of Pentacles upright, the workplace, or co-creation, working impatiently to connect or get on the same page. The Magician reversed, without tools or insecure, and the Emperor with the Knight of Pentacles upright and the Knight of Swords reversed, coming full circle, or to turn things around. And now, presently in the crowning position, is the Knight of Swords reversed, holding back information, or perhaps they lied, under the radar, having failed, or not heeding the call, or needing to swallow their pride, holding back an announcement, Perhaps stressed out Empress reversed with delays or constant arguing, undercutting, in getting rest or in trying to take a break, or coming clean or clean up and depressed with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, or legacy at work, and their specialty perhaps. Soon here's the Four of Cups reversed, which is today's energy of the Four of Cups, not necessarily reversed. Starting over, coming in off of the aisle, the Six of Cups reversed with bad memories or falling out, or children who are upset, uncomfortable with their emotions, or tripping up and dropping the facade. As the Queen of Swords is defending the Page of Pentacles reversed, as defenseless, or perhaps someone with special needs, which then comes up with the story about Brendan Dassey, which came up in the making of a murder. And I actually looked it up today as well to see if there was anything new, because I was getting to ask about him and whether he's getting out or not. So it's very interesting. And again, he was someone with special needs in him being interrogated, which wasn't done for him at all. And he ended up confessing to something because he was pushed into it. It upset me very much because, you know, I had to deal with those kind of energies with my own children, of children who have high anxiety, which a lot of the children are going to have that energy now coming in a higher vibration. And when they get into this high anxiety, their brain shuts down. And so they do whatever they can do to escape the situation. And that means lying. So, or making up a story, right? The police telling him he can go home if he just tells them what they want to hear. So the twin flames are seeing themselves as the Three of Cups reversed here. And here's that Three of Cups right there. Without joy, perhaps antisocial or third parties, or seen as bad influences. The justice of getting over a loss or regret, or post-war surrender in a twist of fate. The King of Cups upright is holding on to start over. And a Five of Swords no longer juggling, 3 with 2 saved for later, and no longer stretching and growing at war within, the post-war PTSD, and looking for a lot of people who are involved. With Libra upright and reversed, and Scorpio reversed, the King of Cups upright and the Queen of Cups reversed, along with the Queen of Wands reversed, and the Nine of Pentacles reversed, which can be a dependent person, or a loss of money and independence, perhaps someone with bad news, for drama or after a sudden event, but still with options, perhaps confused as what to do, or delusions of grandeur, post-war or post-virus, especially if you helped a lot of people through that period. So the block here is the Six of Cups reversed, bad memories or childhood trauma, or difficult kids, or falling out with a friend or sibling. The Fool freed and then not, with Judgment reversed and the indecision of poor judgment or an outright lie. The Page of Wands upright, implementing a plan, with the Knight of Cups reversed, or to reject them. The King of Swords upright, released to hard labor, or releasing a burden, or released just to do more time again. Perhaps the Knight of Swords reversed is invested, or submission was rejected by the King of Swords upright, or a ruling releasing them to hard time. As the Page of Wands is excited to get out, or for them to get out or come out to get over a loss or regret of a lover, perhaps the Queen of Cups reversed, with Aquarius reversed and Gemini upright, and the Queen of Cups reversed could have Scorpio in their chart here as well. And I looked up Brendan Dassey, and he's actually October 19th. So he's Libra energy here. 1989. He's 33 now. So at 138 is the Magician and the 38 of the Queen of Cups. The Divine Masculine's heart in the Batcave, losing patience to offer a new life, wanting to come together but dealing with PTSD of the higher self and deception, or perhaps all night, or not sleeping, or having to get up really early, challenged by the workplace or their specialty, or starting over with the past, returning, with Sagittarius, Pisces, and Cancer all reversed here, and the Knight of Swords reversed, Aquarius reversed, so that Knight of Swords in the crowning position could be an Aquarius there. Coming up as excited to invest or submit, or to get over emotional loss with Lover, Queen of Cups reversed, or Drama Queen, or watching the bad news bears. As the Emperor's upright, with the Nine of Pentacles reversed, the Four of Wands reversed, perhaps an unstable home in need of peace with guidance, the establishment, or perhaps a Taurus. As the Empress reversed could be a Taurus, and maybe they have Aquarius in their chart, as the Emperor upright here may have Gemini or Virgo in their chart, helping the Knight of Swords reversed finish their deliveries or deliverance. As the Knight of Swords reversed could be paying the Hermit or Old Man to look up something for them, or perhaps paying them money the Knight of Swords could be paying the Hermit or the Old Man to look at something for them. So not necessarily look up, but look at something for them, to check it out for them. And that could even, like, they have a boo-boo or something and they want them to check it out. Or money went to the Hermit, but the Nine of Swords then lied about it. As the Page of Swords reversed in exile, the Hermit in exile, as the Divine Masculine's in the Batcave, impatient to start a new life, with a secret passion or groundbreaking at first dawn, challenged by the workplace, the Knight of Swords reversed, unable to deliver or lying, lashing out to start over, needing to come together to start over, post-war perhaps with the Six of Cups reversed, withholding an announcement from the Page of Wands upright, who's excited to be serviced by the Divine Feminine, coming out to get over the past, perhaps affections with the Queen of Cups reversed. The Knight of Cups reversed here also with the King of Swords upright, and the Queen of Cups reversed with the Empress upright, perhaps bailing them out, with Sagittarius, Pisces, and Cancer or Aquarius all reversed. The Nine of Pentacles reversed, which is a powerlessness energy or dependence, or perhaps having to spend a lot of money. The truth about the Emperor upright and the Nine of Pentacles reversed move to find peace in marital guidance, with Aries upright, Taurus upright, or father and daughter as well, as the full moon approaches on August 1st, as we're coming up right now, and I can feel the energies building at 158, which is the Magician or Divine Masculine, and the Four of Swords, or that 5D connection, or just taking a break. So from, let's see here. I keep wanting to sing that song from the movie that I posted with the Symphony on Instagram. So yeah, really check that one out. I'm very proud of that message, actually. But you have to listen to the music while you're reading it. The union of the sun was coming up here. Patience to the crown and wake up to the marriage and weathering the challenges. The judgment of the angel and the devil, and the book and the answer key, the wake-up call to the skeleton key, and again referencing the bones as well, the seven of the cracker key of the chariot, the vehicle of fireworks, the boomerang. And again, the energy of the Queen's Gambit coming up with the wounded warrior. A new proposal is waiting for you as your heart's desire is ready to come true. Piecing the two hearts together again. And again, this reference of the two hearts, the Vesica Piscis, which Vesica is water, and then Ca, Ca is K of energy. And so it's that water energy, and then the Pisces of the Pi Cs, the half and half Cs that go through each other to the other side, and then become the Cs back to back of the Pisces symbol. But as I said before, the energy of the twin flames going through this is literally the energy of two shirts being turned inside out and through each other at the same time. So again, doing the energetic exchange vertically and horizontally at the same time, and folding in upon yourself as opposed to outside of yourself. So this first message of the day. So, and again, this is the, it wasn't exactly like that. I think I adjusted it a little bit, but this is that energy of the Symphony of Heartbeats. So check that out on Instagram. So here's my first message. It starts out with the Fortune's Oracle, then the Journey of Love, okay, then Metatron, and then the Rider-Waite, the full deck. And again, for those of you not familiar with my reads, the underlying energy on the left, 3 cards are usually pulled. Sometimes the 4th will come out. And then the other cards want to come out organically, so I use them for numerology and for completing the message from each deck. So just make sure I have the right one. Okay. So these cards were pulled on the 29th, yesterday. From 4:32 was the Fortune's Oracle. 39 was the Journey of Love, which is the Knight of Cups. 32 is the 6 of Wands. 40 is the Page of Cups, Metatron deck. And then 41 was the Rider-Waite, which is the Ace of Cups or the Holy Grail. The piles at the end of the decks came out to 2221 and then 65411. The Fool's World, the Leap to One of the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine, the King of Pentacles, and the Emperor align. The 222, which is also room 222, the Guidance Counselor show, and the 2s are all about one-to-one energies. The 22 is the Fool with an open heart taking a leap of faith, right, with their best friend. And then the 222, of course, is 6 of the lovers of love, family, and community as well. But there's a surprise here, perhaps a surprise party. Okay, so it was my brother's birthday yesterday, so we had a gathering there. And then the Page of Swords message of Justice or Libra and the 5D platform of the Divine Feminine and Masculine lovers and their message to the 6D instant manifestation. The Fool's World of Aries and Pisces. Remember, Pisces is one step in this world and then one step into the next. But when you're dealing with the North Node, you're going backwards. So it goes from Aries to Pisces, which is the next North Node after Aries is done in a year and a half. So 654, close the door, but coming in from the other side, entering the bridge from both sides. Guidance, epiphanies, and the messenger of urgent information as the underlying energy of the 35 wish, the 42 blood dance, the 21 indigo, and the moon reversed, which the moon is number 18. And this was at 450, which is the Emperor or the Lambda Leap, and the 50 of the 10 of Cups, which is that ultimate emotional fulfillment, right, which everybody wants. And remember the 4 and the 50, because that 50 comes up at the end from the message today as well. The Wounded Warrior's heart glows, 1-to-1. The 2 of Cups in the blood dance. The indigo who's whole and complete and aligned with Sirius from 18 to 21, or perhaps the new moon, which is around August 15th. Or up before dawn to see the stars. Sagittarius, Pisces, Cancer, and the heart's surrender to dance 1-to-1 with the sun and the moon. So a reminder of all the things that are coming up in August, because we're upon August now. Not to mention we have 2 full moons on the 1st and then the 30th to the 31st. We have Lionsgate. My parents' anniversary is on the 9th. Then we have the energy of the Philadelphia experiment coming full circle from the 12th to the 15th, but perhaps a week on either side of the 13th. And then we have the energy of the Chinese Valentine's Day on August 22nd. So there's some big energies. And again, the energy of the Earth planet being off kilter, right? It's not on the straight up and down axis. So I believe we were originally aligned with the Pleiades, and now we're aligned with Sirius, which is the Sirius Lionsgate. So we have the underlying energy at 4, 5, 6, pick up sticks, and again the 4D, 5D, and 6D. Now, letting go of the third density, right? Being on the bridge or past that. The 4, 5, 6 of the bridge, the 5D, which is the stationing, the platform to jump off in all directions, and then the 6 of instant manifestation, which also represents the spiral of the heart. The underlying energy of the cracker and the 7, the 34 of unity, the 11 of flowers, and the 35 of the wish. Fireworks of the heart in energetic exchange, the arrows of love, the hand fasting, the lines with flowers or flowers, those who flow, unfolding to tell a story of light and of love. The heart's desire that's ready to come true. As all of the numbers in a row from these cards were coming up for more messages, in the vehicle of 34 and 35 are the hearts, holding hands in the heart, and then hands holding the heart. So again, that reference of the Pi and the Phi. Generously unfolding, blossoming in the middle. the Pi energy of the circle with the line, the Gamma, the boomerang, the chariot key, the holy grail of that tunneling effect, and the 52 in block style, because they reflect each other, of the Queen of Swords, Lady Liberty. Reflecting the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community, or heaven on earth, or perhaps in the free world and the United States, purging the energy of the 45, which came up as the 45 record around the Pi symbol as the eye and the eyeball, around the world in 80 days, which 80 is AD, or after death, which is 2023, 2023 years of 40 days, or 4D days and 4D nights. Okay, so dazed and confused nights wandering around in the desert, 40 days and 40 nights. And remember the fortnight that just came up on my last read too. The fort's coming up as the fourth with the silent H, and the night's coming up was the K night as opposed to the N night, which fortnight is at night, or the 2 weeks. The 40 days and 40 nights of 46. I just explained the 4 and 6 of the 4 of the masculine energy of the lambda leap, the channeled energy, and the 6 of the mother's spiraling energy of the heart. The 4D lovers, the loving innocent children, and the 698 pod of 2 P's then shedding their skin, right? Once the pod is created, they then shed their skin, or it's like birthing from the egg. And actually I found a blue egg birth, half open. I found half the shell on my deck yesterday morning. I actually brought it in. So groundbreaking, or breaking ground, a diamond in the rough, coming up from underground, seeing the heart from all perspectives, 2 lobes, that glow, the 4 chambers of blood, a story to discover, a star to read, a dawning to know. The 27 of the proposal of rings. And remember that 27 is the Queen's Gambit of the Q and the boomerang 7, the gamma ray. The 14 of judgment and the open book. And remember the line is 2 colons, not necessarily a straight line, but an arc. So I open up Elena Danon's book, A Gift from the Stars, and it opened to page 302 to 303, which was the constellation of Vesica, NGC 6940. I don't know if I can say this name, the Movianthon-K-Pixaka. They're small grays with hollow eyes from the Orion Alliance. They're called the Shining Ones, and they're known for their interdimensional travel. They met with 2 U.S. presidents, and again, this is coming from Elena's book, and many USSR high-ranking leaders exchanging technology for freedom to abduct humans. They played a big role in the Siberian and Tibetan cultures and still have bases in those areas hidden in the north face of the mountains. They have colonized over 40 planets with discoidal ships. And they looked very their heads were very pointy and very pointy chin, more so than most other gray pics that I would see. But she also wrote this a few years ago, so a lot of this stuff has been cleared, so I don't know if it's still the same information, but I was being guided to that page, So then, as the underlying energy, next was the 9 of the eagle and the 3, beware. The hermit soaring above range, so be careful when you go out of body or you're remote viewing and such, or traveling outside and not grounded. The hermit soaring above range, along with shapeshifters, camouflaged on the ground in nature. Bird beware of hermiting nature. The 37 of the keys of alchemy, and the blue avians who came up, unseen, flying over. So the blue avians came up, I thought it was prior to this, but maybe I'm doing this in the order that I did it. But anyway, the blue avians came up when I opened the book. Maybe I didn't give you my little message from when I had opened the book about the blue avians. I think that might be in my last read, though, too. But when I opened the book to the blue avians, they're coming up now as the energies are benevolent energies, unseen, flying over us, as the lizards underground may be peeking out at us from underground. It's this fireworks energy of a meet and greet with 34/7, the Phi and the Pi energy, again, of the 3 and the 4, the 1.618 and the 3.14, tunneling through the making of a movie. Again, that suspended animation, that domino effect. of the Pi, which equals mouth, it equals a big leader as well, that you are greater than 2. It's also the top of the pyramid without the line on the bottom. That's another symbol for Pi. And also for Pi, the pin always comes up, and my representation of the pin that closes up and causes a vacuum for the masculine. So if he vacuums, the pin will open again and she'll go out and get some, or he'll get some, because she goes back to collecting from the sun. But Pi also is the foot, the bee, water, the thorn. The Pi symbol that you also know, it's the 2 lines down and 1 across. The tooth, to give, to sell. And then Phi energy, other than pH, and again the smushed circle with the line through the middle, is to gallop, flee, travel. And what is it right there? Lance, mistresses, consorts, wives, to spit, common hazel, and to satisfy. Chubby, bloated, bandit, and to defame. Phi is also an abbreviation for Philadelphia, protected health information. The Philippines, which I keep getting, Asian and Philippine energy is one of the very most significant energies in the beginning of our world. And then African energy as well. And again, Morocco comes up for me, and into Algeria too. And remember, way back when, countries were different. They weren't the same as they are today. So the Pi, the foot, the water, and dog come up as common meanings for both of them. And again, that energy of Phi being the sum of all of its own back and forth, reciprocating to and fro, plus 1. So again, the energy of Pi and salt, the key being locked and then opened. So the energy of one holding, and then one goes through, while the other, it's like one holds the door, or is the door frame, while then the other one takes that leap of the Phi, drawing outside the lines. Remember, the Pi is the mouth, the opening, the portal. And also means pure and devout. It's the purification, is the Pi. Whereas the Phi, right, is the one who's a little bit more daring and goes out and tries something new. Again, like Adam and Eve in the garden, right? So the energy of the heartbeat with the baseline that's under pressure. And again, the diastolic and the systolic were coming up as 2 share in the Garden of Eden and want to explore where they've never been, but will experience a bit of pressure to get out. One holds down the fort, so here's that fortnight coming up again. One holds down the fort while the night enters the threshold. To beat soundly, the heartbeat, a fortnight or 4th night. A 4th night, which is the green or pale one, perhaps pales after having grounded and integrating the white, red, and black. The 4th night must then travel the 80 days around the world to get there and back, plus 1. The Pi is the doorway, right? Perhaps the squared doorway that holds. And the Phi is with the H, or the entry, where the H has fallen. It's the I that's fallen down. The I am presence that takes that leap out the door and falls. They allow themselves to fall. Okay? The I am becomes the H. And get up on the other side of the portal. But now they're the same, but different. So what inspires them to breathe, or inspire, and then aspire to more, which means to desire to breathe. The Pi is shared, but the Phi goes on, right? And this is coming up as the music from Titanic again. That, what's her name sings? I'm blanking. I see her face, but I can't remember her name. Celine Dion, thank you. So Pi is shared, but Phi goes on as the heart goes on. Allows the pressure, the trigger, to cross the line, to break the chain, the heartbeat. And now I'm getting... He promised you'd never break the chain. So Fleetwood Mac coming up there too. So we have the Pi and then the Phi, which Phi backwards is IHP, which the only definition for IHP is the Indian head penny. Very interesting, huh? So the Pi is balance and the Phi is the imbalance, again the odd and even, learning to be the H of strong and seeking outside the lines and then grounding and integrating within to rebalance again. At 609, which also references the 698 pod. right, with space between. The 27 of the proposal of the Queen's Gambit comes up here. And again, the energy of the two Pi's. So when you have two Pi's, it's Vesica Piscis, because the first circle of the Pi, this is that energy of the motor of anything that's hovering, right? Like in the Avatar movie, they have these big motors like this on the big crafts. So the energy of the Q, because the one circle becomes a Q, because that's the leap from one dimension to the next. All right, so the Vesica Piscis is very significant there, but it's also the Q along with the gamma ray of the 7, which then completes the other circle. The Vesica Piscis creates a tunnel, or two mouths, two doors for entry, grounding and integrating, and then exit. The pin, or vacuum chamber, that I've told you so many times, one of my technical diagrams I've given you, the double door, the seal and the lock, or the air lock, like you go in the bank, to purify before going out the other side. 2 pi and the illusion of movement, which is Phi, or suspended animation, the dimensional travel, the Queen's chambers of 11 cubits. So in the pyramid in Egypt, the Queen's chambers are literally 11 cubits with a C, C-U-B-I-T-S, which then the Q bits comes up as well, and then literally drawing a cube that it's. So if pi equals I, which is I also can be referenced as the 1 or the 2 dots, which is the line and the arc, with movement of that line, which can arc one way or the other, and again referencing pi, then phi is the gamma ray, the key, that boomerang energy. The phi, if pi is the C, okay, then phi is the boomerang energy of that gamma ray, the 7. It's the energy of that moving to the C of the arc, or the energetic exchange or vibration, the arrows of love plus 1. And if 2 pi equals the cell splitting into Vesica Piscis, right? So one circle splits into 2, like the cell, into the daughter cell. If pi equals the cell splitting into the Vesica Piscis to phi to the other side, then Pisces, and the Pisces symbol of the 2 C's back to back with the line through it, or the energy of water that turns the key, which is the water wheel. It turns the key to the salt, Evelyn salt, the Evelyn of the eve of evening out, and the Lyn of the lightening up, and then the water falling and then evening out again on the other side. The fall from fresh or purified water in the airlock of the heart or the ocean to the salt water on the other side of the door. So again, keeping the airlock as like a safe space where there's no salt, the fresh water. So where the fresh and the salt water meet, and remember Pisces is also P-I-C-S, is pics, taking pictures. And the water pic also came up. So where the fresh and the salt water meet is a spinning water wheel, vortex, separating the wheat from the chaff, where each is independent on either side and yet an exchange of hearts in the middle. Okay, so that's when I started drawing all the heartbeats that went into my my picture that I posted on Instagram of the symphony of heartbeats as 2 as 1. And when you deal with the heartbeat and EKGs and things like that, the EA ratio also comes up. Okay, so then there's a reference there to Ea, but also to Adam and Eve, and the E wave that's relaxed in the ventricle, and then E that's greater than A in a healthy heart, to peak by the atrial contraction, the A wave then. So that stuff was coming up, and then the bridging, and these are just, scribbles that I was doing, but you see how the 2 heartbeats look like a bridge, and then this represents the airlock between, and then we have the A, E, and A, but then we also have the out, E, and in. So there's all of this back and forth referencing, and it's showing you that it all comes out the same way. And again, I had posted the name Evelyn, which was posted with a crown-like energy, which is just Evelyn condensed into EVLN, which looks like a crown that's been pulled a box pulled open, or a pyramid box actually opened up with 2 windows on either side. So the evening in of the heartbeat to the lightening up and the waterfall into the evening out again. So the pictures on the cards were coming up as the digamma reflecting itself, okay, which is the heart. So here's the digamma wave, and reflecting itself becomes the heart. And then the Vesica Piscis, which then, if you add the diamond to the Vesica Piscis, that also becomes the heart. And then we have the book open, which is the squaring of the heart, which then becomes like an open book. So you see, it was all about the heart here, with 35, 27, 14, and 32, where you go from the two chambers of the heart, the digamma energy, to the 2 rings of Vesica Piscis and the diamond energy, the diamond light, and then the squared heart, which is the book open. The heart squared becomes a book to tell, the angelic wake-up call of the proposal and the decision, and then the journeyman with good news of transformation. This is literally the cards that were coming up. So the proposal of the wounded warrior who gets their wish and surrender. And again, it brings up this energy of the proposal, where then you have picks right prior to the decision of December 10th, or December and 10 were coming up here. So December is definitely coming up as a big month here in connection. And then the good news of transformation, where the chain is broken by the E-goals. The transformation of the transform a Tyon, which is the tiger lioness energy. The battling wolves are coming up here, of Sephora, of the pack of wolves or dogs, to exceed and go too far. The mat connection. The energy of Tran, which is delirium, train oil, fish oil. The battle formation, to plant the forehead, dust to display the ceiling, bear, and match, which is Tran. So as we go forward here, we have the energy of Pi plus Pi, which is the Vesica Piscis, becomes the Phi, or 2 pi squared. So again, squaring the heart. So it's referencing it back to these pictures of the heart. And then Pip also comes up here. And one of the definitions stuck out to me for Pip, so just give me 1 second. One of the energies of Pip is radar waves reflected, PIP. And again, the symbolism that was coming through here was again going from Pi and the 2 Pi's, which is the Vesica Piscis, together into the 2 Pisces symbols with the C's back to back instead of facing each other. And then they end up becoming these kind of energies here. So the 26 of the plane and the 2 of the angel at 757, which is the 7 of the chariot and the 57 of the 3 of swords. And the energy of the page of wands and high priestess, excited to take off with angel, or on an angle, the plane between the palm trees, the body between the wings. And again, we had today the angel's wings up. So again, stretch your arms in that angle, in that angel wing position, because the phoenix was coming up next to them again today. Excited to take off with angel, the plane between the palm trees and the body between the wings, the Q, and then the spiral energy of the 6, and 2 different ways of traveling, right? Because Q is conception, when the seed comes together with the egg, right? And creates a child, or a place for a portal for the soul to come in. And then another way of traveling is the spiral portal, like the heart. So the abundance of 1 and the 21 of the moon, the magician in the world, when everyone puts their energy together, they create a world between them. So like if literally everybody put their intention together at the same time, we could literally create another planet between us, okay? All for one and one for all. 2 stars pulled apart. So again, it's that push and pull energy of the twin flames. They are the gate holders, pulling the energy apart to create that suspended animation that where it would everybody put their intentions in the middle, we could literally create from that band of energy a whole new world, okay? So it's telling you literally how we do this. The two stars pulled apart for so long, you know, just like, I had my palate split when I was little, right? If you get a retainer on your teeth that pulls on your palate for long enough, there's going to be new bone that grows in the middle, a bridging effect. So this is that same principle of the two stars pulled apart for so long that a bridge or a planet can form. And if we just keep them apart, we can create a world between the 121 of the Q in the parentheses or the Q in the back-to-back C's. And again, the two perspectives there. The 29 and the 13 of the star and the goals, present to transition and going for the gold. A gift from the stars of 29, which was that day, yesterday, that a star is born. Sirius, gold. And again, this can reference a new planet as just another dimension of our planet as we go through the 4, 5, 6D energies. So Sirius gold comes up, and again, our connection with Sirius on Lionsgate. And the energy of going from 26 to 27, both the years and the energies of the 2-6 is the Q and the spiral 6, and the 27 of the Queen's Gambit of literally the Vesica Piscis in the holy water of the vortex. The 52 of the ancient ones, the 57 of the lovers, the 61 that she loves, and the 24 of the spaces between. The 39 of let the feminine lead the way, and the 12 of self-initiation, the 42 of the blood dance, and the Queen of Swords, who receives the light and heals lover, taking a risk to love. She loves. The Queen of Wands Omega, and the spaces 2 and 4 between the words or worlds. The Knight of Cups lets the feminine lead the way, as the Hanging Man is self-initiating 1-to-1. The 2 of Cups hanging out in the blood dance. The 25 of the Knight of Wands in the seed of the heart, and the 40 of the void, and the Page of Cups then come up. The Knight of Wands and the Page of Cups with the question in the void. The 2 of Cups 1-to-1 of the Knight of Wands and the Page of Cups. The 58 of the 4 of Swords, which is the beauty rest, or sleeping beauty. The 38 and 29 of the Queen of Cups and the 3 of Wands, which again was yesterday, because today is the 4s. The pearl threaded and the spiral dance of the goddess. The ovaries and the fallopian tubes were coming up here of the Pi, and again that grail of God's rail, that tunneling effect of Pi Cs, and then turning the lock from upright to horizontal. You know, the eye being knocked over and stepping outside the door. So this is literally that representation of that, okay? So here's the portal of Pi, which then becomes the tunnel, which is that Phi effect into the other side, which then becomes the opened lock, the salt energy. And again, the salt's in the fresh as you go through the tunnel or the heart. From the ovaries, and I have to show you the picture of the two cards that came up around the ovaries, because this was really weird. I think I have them on top. Unless I was showing my daughter this morning. I hope I put them back here. Maybe I didn't. Let's see here. I don't know if I did or not. I don't want to go through this whole deck if they're not here, but yeah, I'll have to show it to you next time. But it's literally the pearl threaded card with the, what's the other one called? It literally was like, the pearl threaded has these pictures of like calla lilies with the pearls in the middle of them threaded. And then the other card was like a fallopian tube, you know, showing you the end of the fallopian tube where you can like see where the egg would come through. And it's like the fallopian tube was sitting right next to the other card and protruding from one of the calla lilies, from where the pearl was being threaded, and then that coming out. So it's literally creating this picture of the ovaries, which I'd never noticed ever before. So from the ovaries to the womb, the eggs were coming up like they were all connected. So when one leaves through the tunnel of the fallopian tube, it can then be brought back safely if needed. 2 Pi, again, we're being referenced somehow as the ovaries with 2 stars and the moon between or the world between. And again, remember in the ovaries, not only the fallopian tubes, but the connections underneath the eggs, you know, the ovaries are held like fingers, and then there's also more vessels coming back into the womb again. The 2 stars and the moon between the world between or the world between, the threading here, and also the energy of the snake choked. Okay, so there's a penis reference there, but it was referencing that accordion effect, again, of that tunneling rail effect. And again, perhaps a tube that is strangled. The double doors broken, the snake in the box. And again, that's the gift, right? Popped open with the snake in it. And again, the Kundalini and Hydra comes up there. The accordion effect. The egg replaced from another dimension. So I was also getting a lot, you know, to do some work you'd like to do during this Lionsgate, because you're going to have, you could achieve spontaneous healing during this time period. The 38 of the Queen of Cups. And that was coming up too. All the numbers were coming up between me and Jenna, right? Because my soul number is 38, but her name adds to 38. My name adds up to 83, but my soul number is 38. And then Evelyn adds up to 29. So I kept getting all these the same numbers between us, between the mother and daughter, right? So the pregnant woman and the egg, and then getting something replaced from another dimension. And worms were coming up as well. And this can be healing people in your family as well. The 21 of She is the Moon with Pisces and the Pi Seas, the water Pi, where She is the pearl threaded, which is like all God's eggs. The 30 and the 35 of the 4 of Wands and the 9 of Wands, which is the union or the home, and then the wounded warrior. The union of towering magnificence, surrendering to the intimacy within. That the home is a vortex. And again, so just like your heart or the ocean, you may have a vortex within your home as well. And the ancient ones are watching. So and again, the blue avians were coming through. They just came through again. So the wake-up call of the 11 and the Queen of Wands 24 orange, calling us again to stretch and lunge. Again, that wing position, but also stretch and lunge, you know, stretching your legs there with your arms up in the air. The 21 of the indigo, to listen and take note, align with truth and balance. And after the 19, which is the fire dragon, the dragon is dragging on the breath in, but also is coming up as the Dr. A-G-O-N, which is the armadillo, the gun, wound, hurt, prick, mating season of the fallow deer, the barking of the hounds on the hunt, gone, okay? The soldiers marching in a movie, you know, that kind of energy was coming up here. At 10:10, and they literally had said he's a goner, as I was looking up the word G-O-N. The chase, the pursuit, to slay, strike, or to go, the gondola, and a gradient, which is 1/100th of a right angle, which obviously is less than 1 degree. So Dr. A, dogs on the hunt, 1/100th of a right angle of 90 degrees, so it's less than 1 degree there. The dragon with a fire in their belly, of sunshine, Libra, and a wake-up call, to stretch up at dawn to watch the stars, on their knees. This is the energy of an indigo child, looking to Sirius, with the colors orange of your fire to release, and indigo, of course, of the Sirius energy, to give the fire up to source. 112421 was coming up as justice to 4 and to 1, or I am. The open heart surgery or psychic surgery, while aligned, a serious connection, especially 8:18 to 21 was coming up here. The new moon, which is around the 15th, or up before dawn, when the hounds are done hunting. And again, the moon is waning after August 1st. So when it's after they're done hunting and the full moon energies are out of the way, so, you know, probably around August 4th or so, you're going to get more out of those energies. But again, you're in the waning period of building up to the 15th of the new moon. So by the 21st, it should be strongly waxing again. And it's like that's the ending of the period or the portal right there. With 33 and 4 and the 7 of Wands Emperor dimensional gateway and letting go that it's time for release, the world to bridge, the lamb to leap, the golden gate of Route 66, before the fall when it's time to release. With 21, 33, 44, 3, which brings up the 43 of healing, to pause to receive, right? Make sure you're taking care of yourself as well. Some coming to marry here comes up as well. The indigo child to the Christ bridge, to the Father, and then to fall through the portal out to heal and come together. The 18 and the 8 then comes up as the 188. The Mother Earth and the leadership role here. Leadership, you notice. The cube of the Mother Earth ship. The cubits for grounding support and answering the call. Straight from the fields to their leadership position. It's cold as hell, and then ascending with flame, rings and keys in hand. As the 34 ancestors loop around in the energetic exchange, or arrows of love, but that's that vibrating exchange back and forth. The arrows of love for appreciation and healing, and the 44 of the beacon to shine on as the waves are coming in to Hercules, to be lighter, lighten up, and shine. So they see the feminine, right, shining their light, and allowing their waves to beat up against them. And they're coming in so that they can do that too. The underlying energy of the 6 of Pentacles reversed, the Queen of Pentacles upright, and the Ace of Wands reversed is the inequity of the Queen of Pentacles and 66, and the energy of frustration with lover withholding from the Emperor perhaps, or perhaps the Divine Masculine not connecting with Source. The lover withholding sex also from the Queen of Pentacles and withholding time and money from the Emperor reversed, or the Emperor reversed withholding everything until they get some sexual energy from the Queen of Pentacles upright, or the Queen of Pentacles upright may have been turned down for sex by their lover or Gemini or twin, or who withheld time, money, and effort from the Emperor reversed, or is still not connected to Source. So as the Emperor reversed, they could be grieving here, or the Magician may be grieving the Emperor, if the Emperor has passed, as the Gemini upright and 2 of Swords upright energy is keeping to themselves. As the Page of Wands reversed, maybe out of sorts over the High Priestess, which also can be a sister energy, or an aide, or a nurse. That can be a religious, it could be a nun as well. But there's this post-war energy of the King of Swords reversed, who waves goodbye to temptation, or to the ball and chain, who perhaps lacked faith in them, or a sister, or suffering in silence and stressed out, as the 5 of Swords is upright and running away from now being questioned. So the Knight of Pentacles, the 7 of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords reversed came up here with an offer of help to assess their worth with negative self-talk or talking with angels. As Sagittarius is upright, Scorpio is reversed, the patient angel who may be dead tired, in surrender, or in a losing battle, as the Page of Pentacles upright to the King of Pentacles reversed, may be the best of friends, or burdened in coming together with the King of Wands reversed, who may be out in the cold together, and being strong with the injustice of the 10 of Cups upright, that happy family, and dropping the facade or the act, and that can be the sham fam, as I call it, right? They look like they're this perfect family on the outside, but it's anything but perfect on the inside. So that 10 of Cups upright, dropping the facade or the act or breaking patterns, taken down by the Knight of Swords upright from the 4 of Wands, the home, the union, and face to face in a twist of fate, and that 4 of Wands is energy today. The Hermit reversed coming out to receive love from the Queen of Wands upright, and we also have Libra and Virgo energies reversed, with the Queen of Wands upright defenseless to the Knight of Wands rescuing her. To come full circle, as Pisces upright and Scorpio reversed, and the 4 of Swords reversed, awake to the King of Cups reversed, who may be confused, or perhaps wanted to marry the Queen of Swords, storyteller, walking into that good night, finding peace in the water, without sunshine, and the Empress reversed with the Queen of Cups upright, may be depressed, with Leo, Taurus, and Aquarius all reversed, working as the 8 of Pentacles, to align with the 9 of Pentacles, sovereign, and the 6 of Wands, right, the leader, the journeyman leading the way, victorious. And then the 10 of Swords upright, feeling taken down all of a sudden. So the 3 of Wands is present to that nothingness and starting over, perhaps attacked by wolves, or lupus could be coming up, or deceiving oneself. With Cancer reversed, subconscious wounds are bubbling up here. At 11:46, perhaps specializing, and then a heart broken, or disappointment, divided in a split, or the need for clarity here, with lots of back and forth to get chosen, floating the gold coin in order to shine, which can represent Christ consciousness as well, or only to be rejected then by the Ten of Pentacles reversed family, business, or community, and that could be the institution, maybe dissatisfied and broken, with the Page of Cups upright, released by an announcement or a wake-up call to the Ten of Pentacles reversed and their dysfunction at 10:52, which is Justice and the Queen of Swords, or Libra, Queen of Swords there. Right? So this could also be someone, a child or innocent one, either leaving an institution or all of a sudden like a wake-up call to how dysfunctional they really are, and maybe they don't want to be associated with that institution anymore. So then we have my second message here, which is here. This is from today. So pay attention for this one. It really came together in this one. So we have the Fortune's Oracle at the top. We have the Journey of Love, the Wild Unknown Animal Tarot, or the Guidebook, and then the Rider-Waite at the bottom. All right, so this was pulled today, 11:55, the Fortune's Oracle. 56 is the Two of Swords. 55 is the Ace of Swords, the Truth and Excalibur. The Two of Swords was the Journey of Love. The 57 was the Wild Unknown. And then the 58, or the Four of Swords, was the Rider-Waite. So again, the piles at the end of these cards came up 111 first, which is the gematria first entry of Twin Flames. And then 81418 came up, as well as 8147 in a lesser sense. But the Twin Flames come full circle for romance. As the 11:11 dance, one for all and all for one, to the 8 on the other side. 88, Lionsgate, of 81 and 18 as well. The after death 1 and AH, which is the AD, so after death 1. So again, that energy of blast off, and then the energy of hitting space, anti-gravity space, where all of a sudden it's quiet and you're in awe of what you see. The end of karma in order to live. Co-creating Chi, or the 8 and the 10, which is 810, the source energy backing up the end of karma around the world. 181 for the key Pi Gamma boomerang, or the word Ki, which is in Elena's video, her last video, or a couple videos ago, when she was talking to Ea, who's Anunnaki, that's their word for earth, Ki, which again is the key. The end of karma of 4 to 7, the heart to the crown, the heart to the earth, terra, ether, wreath, to the crown, which is the crow N, crown, crow Jesus, the scarecrow, Dorothy's best friend, found left hanging in the fields, with 141 in gematria, which was Bill's demonic Karina, baseball, ant, board, rap, Campbell, Brielle, Tan, Rain, Asian, Anissa, and Nat, Cambridge scheme 4, F-O-R-E, Ephraim, flashback, and tall. So the message from all these gematria entries were, so demonic bills, Karina and baseball, my ants are out by 3s and 4s today, and July 30th, 2023 equals 44. And bored, so that's a wrap. But Camp Bell and Bree L dealing with the tan man in the yellow hat, which is the crown, and the Asian rain, and Nisa, and Nat, who's unforgettable, Cambridge, a scheme, a fortnight, Ephraim, in a flashback of tails, or talls rather, perhaps grays or something, as CERN had chimed in, girl interrupted. All right, so take it how it comes to you. At 12:46 is the hanging man and the innocent children of JC and Mary Magdalene here. The underlying energy of the 16 and the lion, the 67 of the swan, And this is all the underlying energies. And then the horse, which I always get as Mr. Ed, but it's also the energy of the one of the magician and magician embodiment. And then the Three of Pentacles, which is the 71, which is that co-creation energy. So there's a sudden lion's roar or serious longing for home, calling the soul family to get in line, which is actually arc, the spring back, quote unquote, as then my pen just clicked back. It went back in again, so that was that spring energy. Reminding you to lift your arms, your wings, stretch those energies as the angel and the phoenix stretch together and yawn and surrender. The arch, the stretch, the Knight of Pentacles, 6-7 swan, of pure, simple, humble, and loyal, ready to serve, just being themselves. And then the horse who stands with lion and swan here, a tiger, you know, that Mr. Ed, of Tigris and Euphrates. The tiger is Euphrates cat, coming together to co-create yesterday. The Ti, which Ti is source energy, or tiger lioness, which is the Tion, Tion, of source, JC, and I, trio. The Tower and the Knight of Pentacles, or the Fortnight, and Tony the Tiger, they're great, which represents great God, referencing where it's at. So at 12:55, it's all about the Lion's Gate here, as the sudden event, the epiphany, the sexual exchange, the lion's call of the swan at the horse tiger, the stallion, which is the stall lion, trying to be something else. The serious lioness of Lyran energy, trying to call them back home, where the buff, allo, roam. Where the buff says, allo, Rome. The Vatican comes up here, and the Colosseum, as religious rites requiring a fight to the death of the lion and the tiger before the tiger turns back into the Lyran, where the Tigris and Euphrates come together to source. There's a very important energy there, right at port right there. So at 1 o'clock, which is 00, is backing up the 1 of the magician and the divine masculine, is the 19 of luck and the 4-leaf clover. The 4 of the lambda, or lambda father leap, of the leaf, which is le af, which is short for Afrikaans. The mouth and the cutting edge, so we're back to the Tigris and Euphrates port there. The mouth and the cutting edge. The clover, which is the sea of the whispering bench, and the lover. The whispering bench of the lovers. The right angle of the L, lambda, and luck, L is L, and then you see the K of energy of the whispering bench, no matter which bench you see. You see? JC, LC, and CC of the lion, calling the ram lamb, the Saggy archer, tigress horse, back to the middle of 8-8 Lion's Gate, which is a door. The lion is the L connection, L ion, gate. The L connection of gate, which is God's 8, G8. The L at the right angle of 8-8. The LG, that's life is good. The lamb to G, which is the C and the T together of Christ to Father. The Christ whispering bench of C to the T of the top dog, Mr. Ed. You see? 3 fiery portals. The lion's mouth. The good, the bad, and the ugly of north and south. The N and S of normal saline. And the energy of the good, bad, and the ugly, which is G, B, and U, which is God bless you. And normal saline. Can you say lean or line? Which then lion also comes up. Which the line is also the colon, the arc, the arch, the bridge, the rainbow, the 33, connecting the 2 points. You see, and again you see, are the 2 letters in the middle of luck. Normal is normal, is not bad. And north is nor to the nth degree, and south is SOU to the nth degree. So SOU is an old French copper, or one who copes. It also is the coin, which is the co-hand, the co-pilots, you know. In Afrikaans, the SOU equals shoulda, woulda, coulda. and then on as a wage of his and hers of scent, on about and concerning a book, livre, house and home, swiftly. It's there to be and exist. The coin, the scent, the 100%, medicine, magic, sorcery, and you. You see? So the Lion's Gate here. And as I wrote Lion's Gate numerologically, lion adds up in the basic numbers to 23, but when you take the actual numbers of Lion, it's 50, which is the 10 of cups, the ultimate emotional fulfillment. And of course, 23 is the King of Wands and this year. So the gate word, in the same way, the basic numbers are 15, which is the shadow or the devil energy, but the full energy of the gate is 33, which is the bridge, the Christ vibration, the unity consciousness. All right, so we have 23 and 50 for lion, and the gate we have 15 and 33, which then together added up, we add up here as well, right? So the 15 and 23 are 38, which is the Queen of Cups, and 50 and 33 is 83, which is the reflection of that, 83. And then that came back to the reference of me and my daughter again, because we're all about my name adds up to 83, hers adds up to 38, my soul number is 38, and Evelyn is 29. So there's all this energies regarding that 38 and 83 energies. And again, referencing the divine feminine. So the Lion's Gate equals the heart stargate. That Aquarius is Uranus, of course, right? Uranus. The Sphinx's mouth, that's literally what we're talking about, okay? So the Lion's Gate equals the heart stargate. Aquarius is your anus, of course, right? You dispose out of your butt. The Sphinx's mouth is, the Sphinx's mouth lay the way via the ley lines. As the it's the runaway, of course. The messengers right from the horse's mouth of Gemini and Virgo. The runway. The stargate of Lion's Gate stargate. Aquarius is your anus, of course. The Sphinx's mouth lay the way via the ley lines to transmute inner earth to poop it out in a sudden event, right? Which is going to the bathroom. But again, the energy of the Sphinx's mouth, besides going to inner earth, above that is the energy of the messengers of Mercury coming through. Mercury, of course, the messengers right from the horse's mouth, right? God's closest messengers is that energy of Gemini and Virgo, of the mercurial messengers. Letting go of what you no longer needed. You see? Pooping it out. Your body knows how to do this already. All red. E. You see, right? E references the feminine and also the one, equal, and congruent to. You're all red from the root. The E in the E tower, blushing in energetic exchange or hours of love, or that energy exchange back and forth. Towering epiphanies to get it out the other end. Begin and end, you see? Be Jin, or the God in, and end, you see? Be God in E's end. And D is you're welcome. You see? U is the Holy Grail, and C is the Holy Communion, the calm union, through the holy tunnel of suspended animation. So lucky is L-U-C, the Holy Grail and the Holy Union, and then the K of energy, and at the Y in the robe. The 19 of the Sun Lion, or the 24 of the Queen of Wands, Omega, the feminine ego. The patience of the feminine ego in the space between, which is the hourglass in the infinity symbol, within the 8, what you ate for dinner. And then the 10 of the high vibe fuel for the fire to let go of what's past or passed through you, the woody fire, and the gases as well, destined dream love of what stars are made of, plasma stardust, please with the saint and the saint, or two streets, and the Ardu in the middle, which means I burn, steep, arduous, high, difficult, and lard. The double diamond stargates to transmute to the middle, an arduous climb or fat-burning intent. The 10 of Wands of Atlas transmutes, sharing without words. There are no words in mutation, only evolve. Both sides of love. The Lion's Gate, straight from the horse's mouth. The fun house of angels. You can check in anytime you like, but you may never leave. At 140, which is the Divine Masculine and the Magician and the Page of Cups of Innocence, through the Ring of Fire at the 3-Ring Circus, circa 2023, for the 50 of family enjoyment, especially in the 4th quarter, a place of honoring or graduation, being on fire without getting burned. BB Net and Yahoo is coming up as BB Net, right? Like the bouncing ball in the net, and then Yahoo, right? Going at the 3-Ring Circus. Being on fire without getting burned, BB Net and Yahoo as whodunit and all, you know. So then I was guided to again look up about Brendan to see if there's any update. September 24th, 19, there was actually, this is what I was guided to, was a Wisconsin inmate had actually confessed to killing her, to killing Teresa Halbach. And was this true? And that's, I was asking, was that true? And I was guided to that message. So I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the message coming up. And if this was an actual confession that this inmate wasn't lying, then why are they still in prison again? And here's 2023. So number 2 was the angel coming up here, the 25 of the Phoenix. Like I said, they're standing side by side with their wings spread. The sudden call to rise to the occasion, calling all angels and Phoenix to rise. Stretch your wings and look up to the sky. Angel wings cover and comfort and canopy. The Phoenix wings light on fire, trigger, and get you moving. The 2 arcs of the rainbow, above and below, as the dragons are coming, tunneling through inner earth, as the angels are coming up as one flew over the cuckoo's nest, out of range, over the mountain range, in phased array, as opposed to the underground tunnel vision. The 27 of the proposal of the Queen's Gambit and Vesica Piscis, the water energy of the spinning wheel, of Pi seas, above and below, and side by side. The holy water, right? The hole or portal at the Y in the road, of the water of the heart, of fresh and salty, and again, remember the double gates. The stall lion's roar, right? The stallion is the stall lion's roar in the stall to the Queen's Gambit as the king and checkmate, as she plays in the vortex to get the king inspired again after sitting on the throne for so long, maybe having trouble going to the bathroom, and lighting a fire under his butt. It's like being on a watch that covers the scent as the hounds of hell are on the trail to get a good lead. And there's this energy of descent. So I posted my 4 of Cups card here with that Titanic song, like I told you. Unable to stay and unwilling to go is the title of that song. And again, the blue diamond from Titanic was coming up as the daughter energy. And actually the picture of my 4 of Cups has my daughter in it. The heart of the sea, the vortex, the Holy Grail. And again, Sarah always came up as the Holy Grail in the movie. But it's that energy of the heart. The heart of the earth is the core, which then becomes the daughter moon. That's the energy I keep getting through. The 1 of the abundance, the 20 of the marriage, the 33 of the unicorn, the 15 of the key, 34 of unity, 31 of the thorns, and 35 of the wish, and your desires coming true. 1 for all and all for one, in the wake-up call to the marriage of our glasses, the hourglass of our hearts, the 2 unicorns on the 33 bridge, me and my shadow, and the skeleton key to unity of the hours of love, the energetic exchange, EE, the Phi energy of the sum of exchanges +1. When the hands hold through the heart, the waves of flames, healing the crown, the scarecrow JC, or the toroidal field, as the wounded warrior's heart glows as an open book, as your heart's desire is here now to manifest. The 55 of acceptance of the truth of the fairy tale, the enchanted forest, and the 25 of the seed of the heart, the question mark, where the X marks the spot, again the hourglass of the infinity symbol, between the two C's, two Coeur, or two hearts. So now C is coming up as the heart. Two hearts in the quantum entanglement. The twin flame quantum push and pull, or the toroidal field of JC, and the tan man's glee, they're gleeful and intense. This is literally entanglement. So EN for me is code JC. Then tan comes up as the tan man with the yellow hat. Again, Curious George's guy, but referencing the human from their perspective. And then the glee of MENT, which is meant, which is intention. So Christ's crown to behold, the delight of light in their map of intent, entanglement. The four of simplicity, of one little piggy and one blade of grass, or maybe if you're saying it with an Asian accent, grass becomes glass, and one bird in flight. The market and the S word of the hourglass, and the plane taking off. Sophia's implication with one word. Say it soft, and it's almost like praying. And all of this is at 215, which is the Philadelphia area code. 2 is the divine feminine, 15 is the shadow. And again, Philadelphia coming up as the city of brotherly ancestrally love, but also can be the love of dolphins. Sophia Maria Garcia was coming up, and Garcia is the boy. Garçon in French is boy, but it also comes up as the boy's sea, right? The feminine, remember the vortex is between the masculine and the feminine, the sea. So Sophia comes up as the feminine Maria, which is Mars sea as well, the feminine sea, and then the boy's sea, where GAR also means to compel. It's that leg up, even and all, the wisdom of the she see and he see, to compel, to get a leg up, to become even and all. The last leg of the race coming in for the score, where the salt meets the fresh in the ocean vortex, au cœur de la mer, the Knight of Wands planted by the truth, at the tail, Sophia's implicit lambda leap as the 33 God speaks, with auto connection. So the Knight of Wands and the Emperor and the bridge where birds fly over the rainbow, so why can't I, signed from the 67 of the Knight of Pentacles and the Swan, the spiral human key of the Knight of Pentacles who takes their time and bridges before offering their coin, or that Christ consciousness. So the 23 of the King of Wands across the waters in the vortex, and the 63 of the swirling 9 of Swords, the thoughts of the light field fully exposed to the shitstorm on the bridge. After all, not just anyone can go through it, but everyone can. For you must experience the cyclone to experience the vortex, which means being in your knowing comes faith. If you let go, there's nothing to it. So the 51 King of Swords, and dreaming a little to come together with the 66 of the Queen of Pentacles, and the Golden Gate, Route 66, of the Aqua Rose Gold Mother's Heart, au cœur de la mer. Again, the heart of the ocean. And again, referencing from Titanic, the blue diamond. The Knight of Pentacles of the King of Wands and the King of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, as the Knight of Pentacles is mastering their passions and the Queen of Pentacles is mastering their thoughts. The underlying energy of the new kids on the block at 233, Divine Feminine and that Christ vibration again, or the 4D bridge, with the new kids on the block and the buffalo, or the buff-alo, and this always reminds me of what's it called with Jennifer Lopez, where she's the wedding plan. Is it called The Wedding Planner? I'm thinking. So who she gets engaged? Not Italian, but maybe it's Italy. but whoever she gets engaged to in the movie through her father, the way he speaks, I'm getting him with the buffalo, the buff guy that says, "Allo." So the new kids on the block and the buff "Allo" calling from the golden egg of the Coeur, the heart. As when the crocodile was distracted, the newbie plugged in and activated the path of earth, or steer. Here's where that steer came up. And be you the golden egg, whether you're the golden egg or the gold mohawk, or mahalo and gold, the ancient one's thanks, Mr. Ed. Buffalo and mouse are nesting as the hawk clears the way to the horse, which, and again, references Mr. Ed or source. Birthing with a rebel yell, the stallion or stall lion, the knight of pentacles swan, and the horse direct, so instead of source direct comes up as horse direct. The whale sees, as in the ocean, the spider web, the bridge to the nest, the arduous climb, as she waits in the Philadelphia experiment wall in the ship, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Oh, we're healing the Philadelphia experiment. Oh, that's crazy. Right? Whoever got stuck in the ship. Oh, you know, what a wound that would be to have your DNA taken apart and put back together in the wrong way. Seeing the light at the end of the tunnel on a life raft, as she has saved herself, as the phoenix comes tunneling through like a ram and a bat out of hell. And then once you hit space, the silence in the awe of the is the moth to the flame, just coasting the rest of the way in. The wolf unable to take it all in and can't believe what they're seeing, as it is very impressive what this bee does, hovering with those little wings, going a mile a minute without breaking a sweat, kind of like a Goodyear blimp or flotation device. As the stunned wolf sees the hovering bee, the wise owl gives their wisdom to the hardworking beaver who gives a damn. And then WASP ID ER urgently comes in with MO to the nth degree with bowl cut. So that may be a specific message for someone. But again, WASP ID, so that can reference a bug sting. It can also reference a derogatory term for religion, right? So WASP ID, and again, perhaps a sting needing to be identified urgently, as the MO to the nth degree may be a bowl cut, and Warner Brothers, as the owl and the beaver, or the OB, to use leap in transition to be a ver, which is beaver, to be a ver, which is the cousin, arch, true and real, far, a cover made of cloth, a worm or newbie to mill, to beat, mint, strike, or to pant, a husband, a man, a line in the water from stroke of oar, the sea, the ocean, oasis, where the flock of seagulls or Sophia's eagles make their nest, to be true, morning, spring, and the blood of the sea. Oh, interesting. So we have the heart of the sea and the blood of the sea, which is the red and the blue, or the indigo and the magenta. Christ's case or pillow cover, to observe and understand, to check, watch, see, and visit, to pay and find oneself, the wild boar, vermec, which means to give, the truth. And that ended right at 3 p.m., which references Christ on the cross. So the underlying energy next at 3:01, and it's like it's titled The Last Page, even though it's not the last page of the book. It seemed like it because there was a division there. And again, it's that energy of having the baton and just coasting your way in. You know, it's like sliding when you're swimming in a meet or something like that, and you just coast to the wall. That's that energy right there. So the underlying energy of the Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups, where the Page of Pentacles receives a big offer of love from the Knight of Cups, before the Knight of Cups offers or extends kindness to the Emperor upright, whose world is upside down, or perhaps he's in the 5D with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, community, or legacy, sharing, or heaven on earth, or perhaps he's settling out as the Knight of Wands rushes in to take over, to the rescue, or make their magic. Perhaps they're very alternative to what the Emperor's used to, a whole new world to the Emperor, with Aries upright, Saggy and Gemini or Virgo upright, and Pisces reversed here, as the Queen of Pentacles reversed post-war, virus, or PTSD, with the Queen of Swords reversed during their burdens, or dumping their burdens, or taking a load off at night or at this full moon, with confessions, or the old man who's now unclear, or hermit reversed, who perhaps is losing their mind, or coming out with the whole truth. And again, this could be someone who is losing their mind, who all of a sudden starts telling truth about what they've been keeping secret. Or perhaps seeing their crown, or being served their crown on a silver platter to satisfy the King of Pentacles, with the Page of Cups who's reversed, or perhaps feeling rejected, with Cancer upright and Virgo reversed, or child or parent, or both, fell when they were watching them. So this could be someone watching a baby and an old person, or shy and vulnerable and dropped the ball, or tripped up in front of the Hierophant or the religious leader, marriage, establishment, or Taurus, perhaps losing patience or their temper with the injustices, or Saggy, Libra reversed, Knight of Swords reversed, who may be lashing out at the Queen of Wands upright, who's also ignoring them, defenseless to their announcement or wake-up call to or from imprisoned King of Swords reversed, or Aquarius prisoner, who lies or is anxious, the Knight of Swords reversed, in negative self-talk, or looking back and fell, or living in the past and lacking faith, or fell from grace, or literally fell on their face in the past at 314, which is Pi Day, or March 14th perhaps, or perhaps literally fell on their face and was strong, taming the beast in a breakup or lack of affection, or Leo X with Gemini in their chart, or in tow, as the Knight of Pentacles is offering to start over and then increase the offer or up the ante, as the Five of Cups reversed is getting over it. On the Page of Wands with the Three of Cups reversed, perhaps they were excited to ask, but the wounded warrior was on guard about coming together, not wanting to come together if there will be conflict, while detoxing with the Six of Cups reversed, or not wanting any issues, as that there has been issues here before, perhaps in a falling out. As the Four of Wands reversed, maybe a move or a visit, or perhaps the party's just over, or there's some kind of destabilizing here, to heal, apologize, and or forgive, as Capricorn and Taurus are both reversed out in the cold and staying to themselves, and keeping their energy clear of any drama, or after a sudden event, there could be Scorpio reversed here as well. Confused about all the details or options and coming clean, getting clean or cleaning up the place, or about any uncomfortable emotions and lack of peace. With the High Priestess, sister, quiet one, aide or nurse, could be a nun as well, or somebody needed for kids, like a babysitter, or drained King of Wands reversed, or Leo reversed, is coming together at work, or Pisces or Virgo with Leo in their chart, or drained by lack of sun, or too much sun, out of control kids, or the King of Wands reversed is always working. And remember, King of Wands is important because we're clearing the King of Wands this year. He's learning how to master his passions. So this is at 333. So, and remember that Lion equals 23 and 50, and Gate equals 15 and 33. So at work, school, or group venture, or creation, getting your ducks in a row, or to get on the same page with an assessment of worth, and is one getting more than the other. As the Page of Swords reversed may be a negative message or no reply, or the Page of Swords reversed may be lying or spying or spreading rumors, or a child with a mouth, or someone who went silent. And Death Be Not Proud was just coming up again. The Page of Swords reversed may be a child being very clingy or just really tired and whiny, in a painful end or frustrated with lack of sleep and stress or sorrow, or uninspired to go back and forth with the Queen of Cups upright, or it's just not a good time to be communicating. And that could be very immature communication as well. So perhaps planning a trip, or stuck, or with car issues, or ending emotional cycles, or dealing with an unhappy family and with nothing to do but kind of stuck there. No options and needy for attention, as the King of Cups reversed is resting on break or are on break, or meditating to let go of any angst, as the King of Cups reversed may be trying not to hold on to things, or started with the Eight of Pentacles reversed and then to the 7 of Pentacles, and then to the 9 Pentacles. But then they went down to 4 Pentacles and now are being called to let them go too. Perhaps they're feeling depressed or in some arrogance. Perhaps they're not wanting to have to keep their energy in check, or keeping maybe they feel like they have to watch over everybody else every second of the day. Otherwise, everyone else does something that puts them into more trouble, right? More things to do. So hanging out to be wise with Scorpio and Cancer and Aquarius reversed and Libra upright, with Pisces or Capricorn upright, perhaps something ends up being more than you expected to pay, but then working it out. Perhaps the King of Cups reversed needs to fix things up or make amends with the Queen of Pentacles and hang out at 349, which is the Empress or Abundance, Mother Earth, getting their wish. And that other card was coming up constantly too, about your wishes coming true, your desires coming to fruition. I'm going to pull from that deck again, the Fortune's Oracle, and see what comes up so I can let you guys go. It's 1:50 on the clock, 24 and 25. And again, that completion at 6:38 on the clock. So the 1 of the Magician, and the 50 is the 10 of Cups, and then Omega, which is also another endpoint of enlightenment, and then 6:38 on the clock is the Lovers and the Queen of Cups, or the Twin Flames and the Queen of Cups. All right, so what's our closing energy here? There we go, that flipped right over. So we have the Judgment card 14, which is that book, right? So the book is the shape of the heart squared. And it's a magical book, because you see when it opens, all sorts of magic can come out of that binding, the articulation between the pages. And there's that star of Sirius, right, with the alignment with Sirius here. The 14 is also the Temperance card, which is the angels of patience and balance, of that higher love. And it says that soul searching will bring inner peace to many areas of your life. As this card is also coming up, and there is that the example of the hourglass and the infinity symbol, right? So when your 2 hearts is one, you exchange hearts here, but you still remain independent on the outside. That's your connection, all right? So there's that open book test of 2 hearts is one, and the 24 is enlightenment. So we have, right, where the angels fear to tread, I was just getting, and then the Queen of Cups, which is enlightenment. Slow down, change your attitude, and breathe. Change and clear your mind. Okay, that surrender is always where you want to be. That deep breath and sighing, where you can fully breathe into your lungs, because that means you're in your full truth and relaxed. Okay. And the bottom of the deck here is the Luck, which we talked a lot about that card. The 19 of the Sun and the 4-leaf clover of luck, right? The right angle, the left at the right angle, the U of the Holy Grail, the C of the Holy Communion, and then the K, which represents energy. And then we have love beneath that, and the love of your dreams. Okay? This is your lucky day, and I'm also getting Madonna chiming in again, your lucky star. Okay, guys, amazing, really cool energies. So breathe. Remember your water, your rest, your joy, and your nature. And it's all about the balance, right? The up and down, the side to side, and keeping it all in stride. Remember to breathe, stretch your wings out, up and back. It's a really kind of uncomfortable position for our shoulders, because most of us tend to hunch over too much. So really stretch out those shoulder energies to release some energy. And as always, rise and be love, love and rise, and breathe. Let go of your disguise. It's all in the eyes, is what's coming up right now. So rise. Bye, guys.